EU says it is open to negotiating, for example, a veterinary deal, which is something you've been pushing for, to ease border friction on fresh food, but that it must have a role for the European Court of Justice. Will you accept that as a condition?
Well, look, it's a negotiation. New Zealand has an agreement of this kind, right?
Will you accept a role for the ECJ?
We're not going to give away our negotiating hand entirely, but we believe when we've got... Look, the argument on food and agricultural products is this. Do you want lower standards than the European Union? If you don't want lower standards, surely we remove, pragmatically, some of those checks and balances to make sure we can have as close a relationship as is possible to remove some of those costs.
What would they have to give up in order to get that? That is the question that they don't want to answer, saying it's they're part of their negotiating hand. The fact is, we tried it, they said no. Michel Barnier was in the papers yesterday talking about freedom of movement. This renegotiating is just going to be taking us back into the EU without saying so. I think it is absolutely...
I don't think Kemi's been entirely truthful.
I haven't a few seconds more.
I haven't finished. It will be taking us back. We cannot allow any kind of oversight from the ECJ. That's not something that you should be keeping in your back pocket. That's something that you need to be honest about with the British public.
Okay.